Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant one round of japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for All session. Let us recite Bhagavad Gita Shloka. We are reciting from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 15, text 6. Achyut Priya Arundhati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Krishna, Thank you Maharaj, all glories to Dasi Madhavate.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Nanta Pasate Suryo Na Shashanko Na
Bhasayate Mataji, it's Bhasayate.
Yes, Bhasayate Mataji.
Yeah.
Na Tat Bhasayate Suryo Na Shashanko Na Pavakaha Yad Gatva Nivartante.
Na Nivartante.
Then, sorry. Yad Gatva
Na Nivartante.
Yad Gatva Na Nivartante Tantama Paramam Mama. Sorry, Mataji.
No
The
problem.
supreme was just trying. That supreme abode of mind is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by the fire or electricity. No, and those who reach, that is the first sentence. Those who reach it never returns to this material world. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Natat Bhashyate Suryo.
Bhasayate Mataji. Bhasayate.
Natat Bhasayate Suryo. Nasashanko na pavakaha. Yad Gatvana Nivartante. Tadhama Paramam Mama. Translation. That supreme abode of mind is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. Meda will also read Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead. Meda.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न तत्सङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम paramam mama. Translation. That supreme abode of mind is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it will never return to this material world.
Yes, thank you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 15, text 6. Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. That supreme abode is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. That supreme abode of mind is not
Yes.
illumined.
My hand is not big. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So let's read Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2. The prayers offered by demigods to Lord Krishna in Devaki. Prayers by the demigods for Lord Krishna in the womb, not in Devaki, in the womb. Okay, so what did we read so far? That yeah, we read that Kamsa, okay, that we read already. Kamsa is persecuting. So now he killed the first 6 babies of Vasudeva and Devaki, and now Devaki is pregnant with Lord Balaram, and Lord Krishna ordered his energy Yogamaya. What did he say to Yogamaya? He said, go to Vraja, which is decorated with um, gopas, cows, gopis, and there in the home of Nanda Maharaj is residing Rohini, the wife of Vasudeva. And not only Rohini, many Yadu members, out of fear of Kamsa, they've gone hither and thither. They were living in different places. Some were even living in caves, and they were living in Vraja also. And also we read some of the other wives of Vasudeva also were taking shelter there in Vraja. So this was the Lord's order to Yogamaya. Then in that context yesterday, and one more thing, the Lord said to Yogamaya, my plenary expansion, Sesha, is now in the womb of Devaki. I'm going to appear in Devaki, so you attract the embryo from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. Place that embryo back in Rohini. So the story behind that we discussed, that actually Lord Balaram is the son of Rohini eternally. So Rohini was also pregnant. Rohini and Devaki were both pregnant. So Rohini was sent to Nanda Maharaj's home out of fear that Kamsa might kill her baby also, thinking that, it's a demigod. And meanwhile, Lord Balaram, so of course, Devaki is pregnant means she is pregnant with Lord Balaramji. Lord Balaramji entered into Devaki's womb. Although he is the son of Rohini, he entered into Devaki's womb. Why? To prepare the womb of Devaki for Krishna's appearance, to make living arrangements for Krishna. So how did he do that? He prepared a nice bed by leaving behind his expansion Anantasesh. And then now Krishna is ordering Yogamaya. So now you move Lord Balaram back into Rohini's womb. Then also in that context, in the purport, we read that what did we read in that context in the purport? That the birth of the six, how is it possible? There's a question may arise. How is it possible that Devaki, who's giving birth to Krishna, how can someone give birth to Krishna who's completely transcendental if that person's body is material, made of material modes? It's not possible. So Devaki is not material. Her body is completely transcendental. And therefore Krishna is going to appear in her womb. Then of course Lord Balaram also, he is there. That means her body is completely transcendental. But the 6 other babies that appeared, what about that? Their material bodies, how they can enter into Devaki's body was the question. So the answer to that is, just like all the conditioned souls and Prakriti enter into Karanodakashayi Vishnu at the time of annihilation, whose body is completely spiritual, still, even though they enter into the body of Karanodakashayi Vishnu, he is not touched by them. He is not touched by the material energy. It's possible. That means even though they entered him, it didn't change. There was no addition to his Swarupa. Similarly, at the time of creation, when they all come out, still there's no change to his Swarupa. He is untouched. In the same way, it is also possible for a devotee of the Lord like Devaki, who is actually his own Shakti, his Bhakti Shakti, whose body is completely transcendental, that these 6 material babies entered her womb and they were delivered, but she was untouched by that. So that's one thing. And the other thing that we discussed in that context was that the delivery by Devaki of these 6 babies and then of Lord Balaram, of course Lord Balaram was, she became pregnant with Lord Balaram, and then Lord Krishna appeared in her. This description, this episode of the Lord's pastime, this episode is actually demonstrating the convention of bhakti. So we saw how Marichi, the Prajapati Marichi, is mind. His 6 sons are the objects of senses. Devaki is bhakti, avatar of bhakti. So they're all avatar of mind, avatar of the 6 objects of senses, then avatar of bhakti. Devaki is avatar of bhakti. Lord Balaram, okay, Kamsa is the avatar of fear. So by this fear only, one can overcome the attachment or attraction to these objects of senses. And only by this fear, when they overcome this, that is anartha nivritti, then one actually can enter into Prema Bhakti, which is Lord Balaram's appearance. Lord Balaram is the avatar of Prema Bhakti. And finally, in Prema Bhakti, when one gets Prema Bhakti, then Lord Krishna appears, or he gets Bhagavat Sakshatkara. He can actually directly see and experience the Lord. So like this we discussed. So now let's continue with the next verse, text 9. So text 8 said, within the womb of Devaki, Krishna is telling Yogamaya, within the womb of Devaki is my partial plenary expansion known as Sankarshan or Sesha. Without difficulty transfer him into the womb of Rohini. Further, Krishna is speaking to Yogamaya. Athaham amsha bhagena devakyah putratam shubhe prapsyami tvam yashodayam nanda patnyam bhavishyasi. Is it Sonia Mataji's turn today? Or Usha Mataji, you read, right? I'm not able to recollect. I'm sorry.
I read yesterday.
You read. So then Meda can read. Translation.
Yes, Mataji. Translation. O all auspicious Yogamaya, I shall then appear with my full 6 opulences as the son of Devaki, and you will appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, the queen of Maharaj Nanda.
So you bring, you transfer Lord Balaram from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. So then I can come, right? Because now in the womb Balaram is there. When you move Balaram, then I'll be able to come. So I shall then appear with full 6 opulences as the son of Devaki. So Krishna is always accompanied by all his opulences. He is Swayam Bhagwan. He is the original personality of Godhead. So I will come after you move Balaram from the womb of Devaki to Rohini. And also Krishna said, you will appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda. So you do this service, move, and you will also appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, the queen of Maharaj Nanda. So let's read. Purport. Neelambari Radha Mataji.
Mataji, I read yesterday.
Oh, you read. Okay. I think maybe Priyanka Haripriya Mataji. Okay, then Saujanya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam Sargosh Srila Prabhupada.
Mataji,
normally you put the message joined like that in the group, right? So today I kept on checking since 6:30. I thought, oh, I don't see anything. Maybe let me see whenever Mataji starts.
Actually, I for some time I've just turned off the WhatsApp. So if anyone else wants to do that, they can do it. But for some time, I want to just take a break from WhatsApp. So messages won't come. But if you want, you can take the cue from, live. Whenever I turn on live, you get a notification.
Just then I was like, it can't be so long. I thought at least let me log in and see whenever it starts. And I was like, oh, it started. Sorry, Mataji.
Sorry, my fault.
Yeah, that's okay, Mataji. The word amsa bhagena is important in this verse In Bhagavad Gita 10.42, the Lord says,
Athava bahunaitena.
Athava bahunaitena kim gnatena tavarjuna visabhyaham idam krishnam
Kritsnam.
kritsnam ekam sena sthito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Everything is situated as a part of the Supreme Lord's potency. In regard to Lord Krishna's appearance in the womb of Devaki, Brahma played a part also because on the bank of Milk Ocean he requested the Supreme Personality of Godhead to appear. A part was also played by Baladeva, the first expansion of Godhead. Similarly, Yogamaya, who appeared as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, also played a part. Thus, Jiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, and Shakti Tattva are all integrated with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and when Krishna appears, he appears with all his integrated parts. As explained in previous verses, Yogamaya was requested to attract Sankarshana, Baladeva, from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini, and this was a very heavy task for her. Yogamaya naturally could not see how it was possible for her to attract Sankarshana. Therefore, Krishna addressed her as a Shubhe, auspicious, and said, Be blessed, take power from me, and you will be able to do it. By the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anyone can do anything, for the Lord is present in everything, all things being his parts and parcels, amsha bhagena, and increasing or decreasing by his supreme will. Balarama was only 15 days older than Krishna. By the blessings of by the blessings of Krishna, Yogamaya became the daughter of Mother Yashoda, but by the supreme will, she was not able to enjoy the parental love of her father and mother. Krishna, however, although not actually born from womb of Mother Yashoda, enjoyed the parental love of Mother Yashoda and Nanda. By the blessings of Krishna, Yogamaya was able to achieve the reputation of being the daughter of Mother Yashoda, who also became famous by the blessings of Krishna. Yashoda means one who gives fame. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mother. Okay. So what did Krishna say to Yogamaya? Shubhe. Srila Prabhupada is referring to Shubhe. Shubhe. Oh, auspicious one. Right? Athaham amsha bhagena devakya putratam shubhe. Prapsyami tvam yashodayam nanda patnyam bhavishyasi. I shall then appear amsha, with my amsha. What is that? Amsha bhagena. So here it is said amsha means my plenary expansion. But here it is said I shall then appear with my full 6 opulences. So that is the amsha. Athaham amsha bhagena devakya putratam shubhe. O auspicious one, I am going to appear along with my amsha. So that must be, I shall then appear with my full 6 opulences as the son of Devaki. And prapsyami tvam yashodayam nanda patnyam bhavishyasi. And in future, you will also appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, the queen of Maharaj Nanda. So I am going to appear along with my 6 opulences, my amsha, and you will in future appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, who is the queen of Nanda Maharaj. So here Amsha Bhaga, the word Amsha Bhagena is being explained by Krishna, because Amsha means who? Who is Amsha? You may think Amsha means only Vishnu Tattva. So Ekamshena Sthito Jagat, in this verse, Ekamshena, with my one Amsha, I am maintaining this entire universe. Sthita, right? Srishti, Sthiti, and Pralaya. Sthiti means maintenance. How am I maintaining this Jagat, this whole universe? Only by Eka Amshena. Only by one of my Amsha, I am just maintaining this entire Jagat. So, This word amsha bhagena is important here. With a single fragment or amsha of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Everything is situated as a part of the Supreme Lord's potency. So, you see, the Lord has different potencies and also his personal expansions. What are his potencies? He has internal potency, marginal potency, and external potency. Internal potency consists of his uh, Swarupa Shakti. Marginal potency consists of the living entities. And the external potency is Durga Devi Maya, okay, which is a shadow of the internal potency or an expansion of the internal potency. So even these potencies are counted as amsha of the Lord. So there are personal expansions of the Lord like the Vishnu Tattva. They are called amshas, of course, but even his potencies can be called his amshas. That's the point here. So everything is situated as an amsha of the Supreme Lord's potency. So in regard to Lord Krishna's appearance in the womb of Devaki, Brahma played a part, right? Brahma is his potency or not? Brahma is his potency. Yes, he's a living entity and also he's a Guna avatar. So Brahmaji played one part in the Lord's appearance. How? He's the one who went to the milk ocean with all the demigods. He prayed to the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord revealed to Lord Brahma about his plans and what should be done. And then Brahma communicated the same to the other demigods. So Lord Brahma played a part. And similarly, Lord Baladev played a part. Lord Baladev is the personal expansion of Krishna. He played a part. He's the first expansion of the Lord, immediate expansion of the Lord. And what is the part that Lord Baladev played? He went and prepared the womb of Devaki and made all arrangements for Krishna to come there. And then Yogamaya is also playing a part. What is her part? She's going to move Baladev from Devaki to Rohini. So here, which amshas did we see? We saw the Jiva Tattva, Brahmaji. We saw Vishnu Tattva, Balaram, and we saw Shakti Tattva, Yogamaya. They are all integrated with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Krishna appears, he appears with all his integrated parts. That means all his amshas are there with him when Krishna appears. All his potencies, all his expansions, everyone is there with him. He is the complete and they're all the parts. Now, another point here is Yogamaya. Krishna told Yogamaya to attract Baladev or Sankarshan from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. But was it going to be easy for Yogamaya to do this? Srila Prabhupada is saying no, it was a very, very heavy task for her. To move Balaram from Devaki to Rohini was a heavy task for her. So Yogamaya naturally could not see how it was possible for her to attract Sankarshan. She couldn't see how it is possible for her to attract Sankarshan. So then whenever there is an order, every time we see a very difficult order may be given either by Krishna or by the spiritual master. But on the part of the servant or disciple, the only thing is to say yes to the order, accept it. Because we don't have the power to do it. If anyone thinks that by my power I am going to do it, then he is actually foolish. We don't have any power to do anything. The only power we have is to surrender to the will of the Supreme Lord. Certainly he knows what he is doing, right? When he is giving some instruction, when he is giving some order. Along with the order comes the empowerment to do it. That's actually the test of surrender of the devotee. One who is surrendered he will accept even the most difficult task, knowing that I'm only a servant. I have to, you see, time and again, Srila Prabhupada was ordered by his spiritual master, go and preach in the Western in the Western world, in the English language. Nobody had ever done that before. Nobody had ever done that before. But still, it was, you can say it was an impossible task to even conceive of, right? It's not like today that so many thousands of people are traveling between India and America or India and the Western world. What to speak of sannyasis? Sannyasis were not even allowed to cross the ocean to go to the Mlecha countries. Still, when the order was given, the order was taken. And of course, at the same time, you shouldn't go to either extremes. One extreme is to think, oh, it is too much, it is impossible, I cannot do this, I don't have the capacity. And we may think this is our humility to say that, oh, I'm not able to do this. No, it's not humility. Humility is to accept the order, even though we see ourselves incapable, and then depend on the Lord, on the Lord's empowerment, on the Lord's mercy to do it. That's actually humility. Now, one extreme is to say that it's not possible for me, I cannot do it because I'm not qualified, I'm just a neophyte devotee, it's not possible for me. That's one extreme. Even though the superior is ordering, we say no, I won't do it because I'm not qualified. That's one extreme. And the other extreme is, yeah, Krishna has ordered, so he will do everything, I just have to say yes and I don't put any effort. That's another extreme, right? You don't do anything because he has ordered, so he'll do it. Okay, I'll say yes, but I don't do anything about it. Is that right? No. We have to do everything within our capacity as if it all depends on me. Externally, all efforts are put with as if I didn't do, it's not going to happen. But at the same time, internally, we know it for a fact that I'm only an instrument. Everything that is happening, it is happening by the Lord's mercy. So you understand. So we shouldn't go to either extremes. That on one side, oh, it's a very difficult task, I cannot do it. Or on the other side, everything will happen by the Lord's arrangement and I'll just sit down and relax. It's meant to happen. He ordered it, so it will happen. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur mate sangosta karmani. That means you have a right to do your duty. In this case, the duty, the order is coming from the superior. You have a right to do the duty and you must do it. But don't consider yourself to be the cause of the result, right? Wonderful things are happening. I have done it. If I take credit, that's not correct. But at the same time, you cannot say that, oh, because I'm not the one doing, it's him doing, so I'll just sit down, I won't do anything. That's not justified either. And also, same Srila Prabhupada also, the way he would instruct his disciples, right? They would be going in a train, and all of a sudden in India, he would just drop off one devotee, a Western bodied devotee, he's just in India, for a few days maybe, and they're just traveling. On the way in some railway station, the train stopped. Srila Prabhupada would order him, you get down and go start a center here, and the train went off. And this devotee is there in this city. He doesn't know the language. He's a white bodied person. He has no contacts there. He doesn't know anyone. And he's supposed to start the Krishna consciousness movement in that city. How much faith the devotee must have in the order of the spiritual master and in the empowerment from Krishna, isn't it? And they did it, not one. So many devotees, sometimes couples, they did it because of that surrender, they did it. So here we are seeing Krishna is ordering Yogamaya, and Yogamaya is thinking, how is it possible? I am going to pull Balaram from Devaki to Rohini, right? So it was a very heavy task for her. Yogamaya naturally could not see how it was possible for her to attract Sankarshan. So then Krishna is also empowering. Krishna addressed her as Shubhe, O auspicious one. Why? That means you are auspicious, you be blessed. Take power from me and you will be able to do it. Right? He will empower. When he gives an order, he gives empowerment also. Also, recently we were reading Chatushloki Bhagavatam in ISKCON Philadelphia Bhagavatam class. And there also, before Krishna spoke, so Brahmaji asked some questions from the Supreme Lord. And the Lord spoke Chatushloki Bhagavatam. But before beginning the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, Krishna blessed Lord Brahma, saying that you be blessed and you will understand, right? By my blessing, you'll be able to grasp the message, you will understand, like that. So, not only does the order come, but along with the order, the blessing and the empowerment also comes. For who? For one who is surrendered, who is willing to take that order on his head. Okay. So, therefore, Krishna addressed her as Shubhe, auspicious, and said, be blessed, take power from me, and you will be able to do it. By the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anyone can do anything. It's not that Krishna needs us to do something wonderful. Anyone can do anything. How? By the grace of the Supreme Lord. Krishna's grace is great. For the Lord is present in everything, all things being his parts and parcels, amsha bhagena, and increasing or decreasing by his supreme will. One more time, I'll read that. By the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anyone can do anything, for the Lord is present in everything. Right? By his power, anything can happen. All things being his parts and parcels, and increasing or decreasing by his supreme will. Right? He is there in everything as Paramatma, and whatever you see is nothing but his amsha only, his part and parcel. And therefore, things can increase or decrease by his will. He is the one doing everything. But still, you have to accept it, and you have to put your efforts to show him, right? And just like the order of going to the West, that was not the order given only to Srila Prabhupada. It was given to, in general, right? It was said to so many of the disciples, take this, preach this message, go outside India. Anyone can do according to this, isn't it? According to this statement, Srila Prabhupada is saying, anyone can do anything. Then why so many didn't do? Why only one person did it? You understand? So if you say anyone can do anything and the order was given to everyone, then everyone could have done it. But only one person had that faith. One person had that faith that the order is given and Krishna can do anything. What is impossible for Krishna? I have to simply become an instrument. And was it easy? Because you have that faith, does it mean everything will just come to you on your plate? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. In Srila Prabhupada's case, it didn't come easily. How many struggles? But in spite of all those struggles, he never gave up. He just kept pushing that. Let me try, right? If I fail, What's the loss? This is such a big task, right? But if I win, if I become successful, what a victory that would be, right? So he just kept pushing it. So yes, anything, anyone can do anything, but how? By the grace of the Supreme Lord. So one who has that faith in the grace of the Supreme Lord, one who is surrendered to the Supreme Lord, for him nothing is impossible. He can do anything because he understands it is the Lord, it is his power, his potency by which everything is happening. Then Balaram was only 15 days older than Krishna. By the blessings of Krishna, Yogamaya became the daughter of Mother Yashoda. But by the supreme will, she was not able to enjoy the parental love of her father and mother. So Krishna and Yogamaya both appeared to Yashoda actually. Vrindavan Krishna and Yogamaya, they both appeared to Yashodamai. But Yogamaya was brought back. Vasudevji exchanges Devaki Krishna with Yogamaya. So Yogamaya, even though born to Yashodamai, she could not enjoy the parental love of her father and mother. Who is the father and mother of Yogamaya? Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamai. But she couldn't get that. She had to leave right after birth. Krishna, however, although not actually born from the womb of Mother Yashoda, enjoyed the parental love of Mother Yashoda and Nanda. Of course, we are talking about Devaki Krishna. Devaki Krishna, who was born of Vasudeva and Devaki, he couldn't stay with Vasudeva and Devaki, but he got the love and affection of Yashodamai. So Yogamaya, born to Yashoda Nanda, could not get the love of her parents. Krishna, born to Devaki and Vasudev, but he got the love of Yashoda and Nanda. That's the point. By the blessings of Krishna, Yogamaya was able to achieve the reputation of being the daughter of Mother Yashoda. Yes, who is Mother Yashoda? The mother of Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan. And by Krishna's blessings, Yogamaya got the same position, being the child of Mother Yashoda. And she also became famous by the blessings of Krishna. Yashoda means one who gives, huh? One who gives fame. Okay, next. Text 10. Who read just now? Saujanya Mataji read. So, Achit Priya Arundhati Mataji. I'll read the Sanskrit. Archishyanti manusyastvam sarvakama vareshwarim dhupopahara balibihi dhupopahara sarvakama varapradam. Yes, Mataji.
Translation. Now, by sacrifices of animals, ordinary human beings will worship you gorgeously with various paraphernalia because you are supreme in fulfilling the material desires of everyone. Thank you,
Yes.
Mataji. Hare
So
Krishna.
Krishna is blessing Yogamaya that she will be his sister. She will also take birth from Yashoda. Not only that, she will be worshipped. She will be worshipped all over the world. And how people will worship her? By sacrifices of animals. Ordinary human beings will worship you gorgeously. So ordinary human beings means, so you have those who are transcendentalists and those who are materialists. Materialist means karmis, who are interested in material results. Transcendentalists means those who are not interested in material results, they want transcendental results. They want to transcend the material world. So those who are materialists, they are interested in, see, there is two. There is the power and powerful, Shakti and Shaktiman. Although both cannot be separated, Shakti and Shaktiman are inseparable, like sun and sunlight. You cannot separate them. Is there any meaning to sun without sunlight? Or is there any meaning to sunlight without sun? You cannot separate them. But still, the powerful is superior to the power. The possessor of power is superior to the power. But materialistic people are interested in the power, whereas transcendentalists are interested in the powerful. Materialists will worship the power, transcendentalists will worship the powerful. And then Srila Prabhupada says, actually, the devotees of the Lord worship the powerful along with power together, like Radha Krishna, Sita Ram, like that, Lakshmi Narayan. So devotees actually worship the Lord and his power, the power and powerful together. So now let's read the purport. By sacrifices of animals, ordinary human beings will worship you gorgeously. So now, who is Yogamaya? She is the power, she is the Shakti. So the Shakti will be worshipped by whom? By ordinary human beings. And how will they worship her? They will worship her gorgeously with various paraphernalia by sacrifices of animals, because you are supreme in fulfilling the material desires of everyone. Why they will worship Shakti? Because she is capable of fulfilling their material desires. And materialists are interested in material results, and they can quickly get results by worshipping the energy of the Lord. So they will worship this Shakti, Mahamaya, to get material results. And she's also empowered, by the way. She's supremely powerful. Being the Lord Shakti, being empowered by the Lord, being blessed by the Lord, she's supreme in fulfilling the material desires of everyone. Purport. So next is after Achyut Priya Mataji. Isha, you're able to read? Yes. You don't want to read? Krishna Shish, you want to read?
As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.20. Kameshta prapadyante devata. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto demigods. Therefore, the word Manushya, meaning human being, here refers to one who does not know the actual goal of life. Such a person wants to enjoy the material world by taking birth in a highly elevated family without the benefits of education, with the benefits of
Read again. Such a person.
Such a person wants to enjoy the material world by taking birth in a highly elevated family with the benefits of education, beauty, and immense wealth, which in this material world are desirable. One who has forgotten the real aim of life may worship the goddess Durga, Maya Shakti, under various names for different purposes and in different places. As there are many holy places for the worship of Krishna, there are also many holy places in India for the worship of Durga Devi or Maya Devi, who took birth as the daughter of Yashoda. After cheating Kamsa, Maya Devi dispersed herself to various places, especially in Vindhyachala, to accept regular worship from ordinary men. A human being should actually be interested in understanding Atma Tattva, the truth of Atma, the spirit soul, and Paramatma, the supreme soul. Those who are interested in Atma Tattva worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yasmin Vigyate Sarvam Evam Vigyatam Bhavati. Mundaka Upanishad 1.3. However, as explained in the next verse of this chapter, those who cannot understand Atma Tattva, Apashyatam Atma Tattvam, worship Yogamaya in her different features. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam 2.1.2 says, Shrotavyadini Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nrinam Santi Sahasrasha Apashyatam Atmatattvam Griheshu Griham Medhinam. Those persons who are materially engrossed, being blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth, have many subject matters for hearing in human society, O Emperor. Those who are interested in remaining in this material world and are not interested in spiritual salvation have many duties. But for one who is interested in spiritual salvation, the only duty is to surrender fully unto Krishna. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Such a person is not interested in material enjoyment.
So the Lord said to Yogamaya that you will be worshipped by ordinary people very gorgeously with various paraphernalia and by animal sacrifices because you are supreme in fulfilling material desires. Okay. So kama is taistair hritagyana. Hritagyana means ones whose knowledge is stolen. Hrita means stolen. What is stolen? Jnana. So jnana is stolen by what? Kama, lust. So what will they do? Prapadyante. They worship Anya Devata. So those whose intelligence or whose knowledge is stolen by lust. Lust means what? Desire for enjoyment, material enjoyment. So those whose knowledge is stolen by desire for material enjoyment, they will worship other devatas or the demigods. They will not directly worship the Supreme Lord, but they will worship other devatas. So those whose minds are distorted by material desire surrender unto demigods. So in this verse, Manushya, right? Archishyanti Manushyaastvam. Manushya means human beings, right? So human beings will worship you, Krishna is saying. But what does that Manushya mean here in this context? Manushya, human being, here you should always remember it's not absolute. You have to take the meaning according to context, right? According to context. So here Manushya means it's not that all human beings are going to worship. Manushya, human being here refers to one who does not know the actual goal of life. Okay? One who does not know the actual goal of life, such people will worship you. Who are they? Those who want to enjoy material world. How? How does a materialistic person desire to enjoy? Bhoga Aishwarya Prasaktanam, right? Bhoga Aishwarya. They want opulence, they want enjoyment. And how can you get opulence and enjoyment? One way is you take birth in a rich family or aristocratic family, and then you'll get the benefits of high education, beauty, lot of wealth. So with this you can enjoy, right? So one who does not know the goal of life, his aspirations in life will be to have a to belong to a famous family or to have very high education, to be very beautiful, to have lot of financial assets. Who will have such goals in life? One who does not know the actual goal of life will have all these as his goals. Beauty, high education, aristocratic family, lot of wealth. These are the goals of a person who does not know the goal of life. But if you see in the material world, majority of the people desire these things only, isn't it? Material world is meant for those people who have these goals. Because when one does not want these things, then he will aspire for transcendental goals. Then he will not, he will be endeavoring. So the percentage is very small. That's it, because the transcendentalists eventually, why they will remain in the material world? They will go back to the spiritual world. So this world is majorly made of materialistic people only who have this goal. One who has forgotten the real aim of life may worship goddess Durga. So it's like giving you a, it's like make the best of a bad bargain. You already have so many material desires, then what should I do? If you have all these material desires, okay, you're not able to give up, then you worship goddess Durga. You want not. It's not that I have these desires and I don't want it, but I still have. That's not a problem. But I want also. I will try, and that's what I will do. I will only do that. I will work to fulfill my material desires only. If I'm stubborn like that, then the recommendation is all right, you worship the demigods. Why? Because this is also a recommendation in the scripture, in the Shastra. By following this, you can actually make progress, gradual progress. But if you simply try to fulfill your material desires without the sanction of the scriptures, then it will become sinful. It will become vikarma. That means vikarma means that which is not enjoined in the scripture. May or may not be sinful, but it is not enjoined in the scripture. So you will not make any progress by doing vikarma. But by doing karma means activities which are prescribed in the scripture, you will at least not go to hell. You will gradually make progress. Why? Because following Vedas is also showing your obedience to the Supreme Lord indirectly. So by that obedience, you won't fall. So if someone who is very much attached to material desires, he is advised to worship goddess Durga, Maya Shakti, under various names for different purposes in different places. As there are many holy places for the worship of Krishna, there are also many holy places for worship of Durga Devi or Maya Devi, who took birth as the daughter of Yashoda. So we discussed this before also. Actually, it was Mahamaya who was born, right? And this Mahamaya is the expansion of Yogamaya. After cheating Kamsa, Maya Devi dispersed herself to various places. So we didn't come to that yet, but yeah, when Vasudev brings the daughter of Yashoda, Kamsa will attempt to kill her, and then she'll just, slip from his hands and go to higher, go in the sky, and from there she just disappears. So after that, from there, after cheating Kamsa, she dispersed herself to various places, especially in Vindhyachal, to accept regular worship from ordinary men. Again, ordinary men means people who don't know the goal of life. So there are many places of worship of Durga Devi, or she is called Vaishnavi Devi or Durga Devi, like that, many forms, goddess Kali. A human being should actually be interested in understanding. So then that's not the goal. But those who don't know the goal, they will worship Durga Devi or Maya Devi. What is the real goal of life? A human being should actually be interested in understanding Atma Tattva, that means self-realization. Who am I? And then when you say, who am I? Immediately the next question will be, well, when you ask, it will be, I'm a spirit soul. Then where am I coming from? I'm a part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, like that. So those who are interested in Atma Tattva, what will they do? You cannot understand only the spirit soul without understanding the Supreme Spirit. It's not possible. We are not independent. We are dependent. So self-realization without understanding the Supreme is not complete understanding. It is not complete spiritual knowledge. Complete spiritual knowledge, and again that absolute truth also is realized in three stages, Brahman, three phases, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So the final word in absolute truth is Bhagavan, and in that also the ultimate is Krishna of Golok, Vrindavan. So one should be interested in Atma Tattva to understand the self and the supreme self, the super soul. Those who are interested in Atma Tattva, who do they worship? They worship Bhagavan. Yasmin Vigyate Sarvamevam Vigyatam Bhavati. Right? If you understand him, then you understand everything. Why? Like we saw in the beginning, or maybe in the previous verse, we saw that everything is the potency of the Lord. So if you know the Lord, you know everything. You know everything. Yasmin Vigyate Sarvamevam Vigyatam Bhavati. If you know him, you will know everything. There's nothing that you don't know. So those who know the goal of life, they will try to know him. How can you know him? How can you know him? You can know him by rendering devotional service. By rendering devotional service, when he is pleased with you, he will reveal himself to you. That's when you can know him. However, as explained in the next verse of this chapter, those who cannot understand Atma Tattva worship Yogamaya in her different features. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam says, Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nirnam Santi Sahasrasaha. Shrotavyadini. Shrotavyadini means the topics which are worth hearing. Rajendra means, oh my dear king. Who's speaking? Sukdev Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Shrotavyadini. Of the topics which are worth hearing, or which are heard, which are worth hearing. Nirnam Santi Sahasrashaha. For Grihamedi, Griheshu Grihamedinam, what are the topics to be heard? They have Sahasrashaha, they have thousands of topics to be heard, right? So many things. Family affairs, current affairs, education, jobs, what else? Entertainment, so on and so forth, business, increasing money, assets, stocks. There's no limit. Games, many topics are there. For who? Apashyatam, for those who are not able to see Atma Tattvam. In other words, one who don't know the real goal of life, for them there are so many topics to talk about, to hear about. Those persons who are materially engrossed, being blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth, have many subject matters for hearing in human society, O Emperor. Those who are interested in remaining in this material world and are not interested in spiritual salvation have many duties, right? So many dharmas. Pati dharma, patni dharma, putra dharma, raja dharma, country dharma, job dharma, school dharma. So many dharmas we have, right? Society's dharma, relatives dharma, your business dharma, your occupational dharma. One who is not interested, or one who is interested in remaining in this material world, he will have so many dharmas, and very faithfully he will be rendering duties to so many masters. But for one who is interested in spiritual salvation, the only duty is to surrender to Krishna. Sarva dharman parityaja, just give up all other dharmas. Mamekam sharanam braja, surrender to me. One who is interested in spiritual salvation, the only duty is to surrender fully unto Krishna. Such a person is not interested in material enjoyment. So what did we see in this verse? Krishna told Yogamaya that she will be worshipped by ordinary persons. Then in the purport, Srila Prabhupada said, who is an ordinary person? One who doesn't know the goal of life. What is the actual goal of life? Self-realization. And then what is the last word in self-realization? Surrender to Krishna. That is the last word. Bhagavad Gita, what is the last instruction? Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. But one who does not know this, then he will have so many goals, right? And the goals keep changing. Now this is my goal, then some other goal, so many topics, so many things to do, so many dharmas to follow. Also, another word is another verse from Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana. Bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo avyavasayanam. Right? Those who are resolute in purpose, their aim is one. What is their aim? Atma Tattvam, right? Those who are irresolute, their intelligence is many branched. So many things. This also, that also, that also, that also, like that. So, yeah, we can stop Srimad Bhagavatam reading here. Sometimes I get a chance to go over or listen to the commentaries of Acharya, and then specifically Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's. And then when I hear, then I tell you whatever I have heard and whatever I've understood from that, I try to explain to you. And some days I don't get a chance to hear and take note of that. So then I just speak based on whatever I read from Srila Prabhupada's purport. So just a disclaimer. This is not specifically, that I'm just systematically following the commentaries. It's not like that. But whenever I come across or when I get a chance to hear, then I share that with you. If not, we just read. If not, we just read and try to explain the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so let's read Bhagavad Gita.
Mataji,
Yes, Mataji.
I miss my Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Please accept my humble obeisances. Yes, Mataji. Yes,
I missed my reading turn today because you didn't mention in the group actually that you won't be using WhatsApp. I read in your status, so then I thought maybe Mataji is having class and she didn't post it in the group. So I joined. I was waiting for your text.
I thought before I change my mind, I should act immediately. Shivasya Shigram. So that's why I just didn't think. And these things are such that when I start mentioning, then so many talks, and then before that will go away. So I thought no. So yeah.
Okay.
But you'll know through from next class onwards. Luckily, the live is still there and the recording is still there for today. But you can just take the cue from the live. Whenever it goes live, you'll get a notification. I think you can follow that from next time onwards.
Okay, my notifications are off of YouTube, so I don't turn notifications on. But yeah, first, so now from now being, I will consider that there will be class, so I will just join at 6:30
Yes,
or an
Mataji.
evening also. Okay.
Yeah, same. And I will try to do it on time. I will try. I will try to make it just on time so that you know when to log in. Morning 6:30 and evening 6 o'clock. Yeah,
Okay, Mataji.
American
Yeah,
time.
thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
It's good, Mataji. I don't even check WhatsApp, so I'm good. I think I just log in whenever I can.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
But I have a question, Mataji.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, when the Lord is coming to the world, he has all the power, right? But then why does the acharyas or Prabhupada mentioning that he's coming with with three different powers into the if the Lord wants to come or take, but he will come. He doesn't need the help of Yogamaya or the other two that you mentioned. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, why does something like, or the Jiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, why does the tattvas are explained like in this scenario?
Yes, Mataji. The Lord. So why it is explained is to tell us that everything is actually the Lord only. But let's say if all this is not there, he alone is coming and there is no variety, then why does he even need all of us? He doesn't need anything, right? He can just be sitting by himself and he's completely satisfied. And he is. His name is Atma Rama. Atma Rama means he's completely satisfied in himself. But your point is also right. He doesn't need anything outside of himself to make him pleased or for his pleasure. Whatever is there is within himself. He takes pleasure within himself. Then what is within himself? Everything is his only. There's nothing outside of him. So he's not really depending on anything outside of him for his pleasure. Then why he expands? Because The more means it's, this is how Srila Prabhupada explains, like, when there is a party, right? There's Prabhupada says, if I'm sitting alone in my room, I'm doing my, translation. But if you come, if a few, this was in the initial days, if some members come and Prabhupada holds a class, there is interaction, discussion, that is his enjoyment. The more the merrier. So same thing with Krishna. But the difference is Krishna is not depending on someone outside of him. He himself expands and then he has a party. So uh, that's the difference between Krishna and us. Krishna doesn't depend on, he doesn't even depend on his external energy. He does not depend. But when you say his Amsha is coming and doing this work, or his Yogmaya is coming, that's not outside of him. It is himself. And then Krishna does activities just like, his form, Krishna's form, beautiful Krishna's form. You know how that form is there? It is there because of his Swarupa Shakti, his potency. Also, you have Sandhini, Hladini, Samvid Shaktis, right? So, his cognizance is because of his Shakti, right? Uh, Sandhini, Samvid, right? Samvid is his. So, he knows everything what anyone is doing and everything else. How he is knowing? But it's just like, just to tell you, I'm saying it's not exactly the same with the Supreme Lord, but just for, I see something and I see with my eyes. So can you say why you are taking help of your eyes to see? Eyes are mine. I'm seeing with my eyes. You understand? And with my intelligence, I create something. That intelligence is in me. And I'm using that intelligence to create something. In our case, this intelligence is also not mine, actually. It is taken on, udhar. You take, you are borrowing it, right, from Paramatma. My senses, my abilities, my power, everything is being given to me by Paramatma. So it really does not apply to us. Whereas for the Supreme Lord, everything is His only. So when his beauty, his form is coming from one particular Shakti of his existence is coming from one particular Shakti, Sandhini Shakti. His pleasure, right? You're feeling so happy, that happiness is happening because of his this particular potency. This does not mean he's depending on this or that or that. That is his. Through that channel, he experiences pleasure. Through this potency, then he does, his cognizance is there. Through another potency, his existence is there. But all these potencies are his. He is the Shaktiman, they are all his potencies. Through them, he does. So just like when he says Yogmaya, you move Balaram from Devaki to Rohini. So that means Balaram enters with the help of his potency only. And again, with that potency, is coming out. But that doesn't mean he's depending on someone else. That is his potency only. Did that make sense to you, Usha Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I'm thinking, yes, that is also true. Yeah, because, I was only thinking from one side, so I was not thinking yeah, it is true, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like he's taking help, but it's not like he's taking help. Yeah, yeah. But acharyas say that because probably like they want to express that there is this many tattvas, or there is there is things that exist, but that we don't know, as like in general we don't know, but the tattvas exist, and with all these tattvas together, this it forms, but this is all one only.
Yeah, they're all his Shaktis only. Just like you have one king and he has so many wives, that they are all his wives. It's not like he's taking someone else's. He's the king and he owns, or a king and his property. So all whatever you see, whether they are personal expansions of the Lord, whether various energies of the Lord, internal energy, external energy, marginal energy, Everything belongs to him. It is his property only. Then why they are explaining means because we don't see the connection, do we? For us, we see, oh, this is mine, and that is his, and that is hers. In reality, nothing is anybody's. The fact is, everything is his, and is personally there also in everything. And whatever you see is his personal, his Shakti only, and his expansion. So there's not one little space at any time where he is not there or his Shakti is not there. But we don't see the connection with him. That's why this is the material existence. Material existence, we don't see the connection of the things with the Lord. So we need to know that everything is his. That's why Acharyas explain. And that's a fact. Everything is actually his Shakti, but we don't know that, isn't it? We think the Lord is in the temple on the altar. I go there once a week and I bow down before him. That is his temple. Okay. But everything else outside, this is just, either, it belongs to this state or this government or this planet, so on and so forth, or mine or his or hers. We don't see the connection that everything is actually owned by him. Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He's the Lord, he's the proprietor of everything. That connection we don't see. So the Acharyas are explaining to us that everything is his only. Whatever is happening, actually he's only playing various roles through his energies, through his expansions, through his uh, uh, yeah, energies and expansions.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Should we read Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, let's just read chapter 2 text. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 39. So we started Buddhi Yoga. So this is next verse, text 39. Please repeat. Esha te bhita sankhye buddhiryoge tvimam shrinu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. Okay, so this is the working, you can say Nishkama Karma Yoga, right? Karma is there, you're still doing work, but it is Nishkama and it is Yoga. Yoga means it will connect you with the Supreme, and it is Nishkama. You're doing work, but you're not getting bound by the reaction of the work. Otherwise, every karma produces a reaction. You're bound. When you do karma, it binds you by giving you a result. But when you do Nishkama karma, you do the work without expecting the result, without accepting the result. You don't take the result, not just expecting. You don't even accept the result. You don't expect and you don't accept the result. That is Nishkama karma. Of course, Nishkama means you don't desire, right? You don't desire and you don't enjoy also. Nishkama karma yoga. So that's what is going to be explained. And Srila Prabhupada says Buddhi Yoga. Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. So far, from text 11 or let's say 12 to 30 was through analytical study, jnana. Then Karma Kanda section, that was from text 31 to 37. And 38 onwards, now we are reading Nishkama Karma Yoga. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. Okay, you'll become free from the bondage of works. Purport. According to the Nirukti or the Vedic dictionary, Sankhya means that which describes things in detail, and Sankhya refers to that philosophy which describes the real nature of the soul. Once Priyanka Mataji had asked me what is the meaning of Sankhya Yoga, because we think Sankhya means counting, right? So Sankhya means what? So Sankhya means that which describes things in detail, and Sankhya refers to the philosophy which describes the real nature of the soul. And yoga involves controlling the senses. Yoga involves controlling the, of course, any type of yoga. You cannot just, you know, karma kanda is not really yoga, right? Maybe, but in a very far off way. Not really, because there it's not, you're just enjoying, right? You're not really connecting with the Supreme. You're just, for your enjoyment, you're doing it legally, that's all. But yoga means you're trying to connect with the Supreme. So, for that, controlling of the senses is important. Yoga involves controlling the senses. Arjun's proposal not to fight was based on sense gratification. Forgetting his prime duty, he wanted to cease fighting because he thought that by not killing his relatives and kinsmen, he would be happier than by enjoying the kingdom after conquering his cousins and brothers. I'll read that again. Arjun's proposal not to fight was based on sense gratification. Forgetting his prime duty, he wanted to cease fighting because he thought that by not killing his relatives and kinsmen, he would be happier than by enjoying the kingdom after conquering his cousins and brothers. That means what was his, the sons of Dhritarashtra, what was his motive here? His motive was his happiness. And according to him, he would be happier by not killing his relatives than by enjoying a kingdom without his relatives. But the driving force for him was his happiness, material happiness. In both ways, the basic principles were for sense gratification, right? So that's why always it's very important to ask this question when we want to do something: why am I doing what I am doing? Right? We can always justify, right? We give so many justifications. No, for this reason I'm doing, for that reason I'm doing. But you ask yourself, what is your real purpose in doing what you're doing? And if you're honest to yourself, you will see, oh my God, I don't have, I'm far away from Anyabhilashita Shunyam, far, far away. So, the basic principles were for sense gratification. Happiness derived from conquering them and happiness derived by seeing kinsmen alive are both on the basis of personal sense gratification, right? I'll kill them and I will get the kingdom and I will enjoy. That's one type of happiness, right? Rather demonic can be. If your whole purpose is I'll kill my brothers and then I will enjoy the kingdom, right? Like Kamsa, for example. He wanted to, he imprisoned his father and he started persecuting everyone. He became the king himself. That's demoniac. And by that, he wanted to become happy. And the other one is, this looks more like in the mode of goodness. I will sacrifice my own happiness. I can even beg so that let my people live happily, or let my countrymen, they live in freedom, and I will sacrifice my life so that my country people, the future generations, they can all have freedom. Sounds quite noble, but still the platform is sense gratification. My sense gratification, because I feel good about it. I feel that this will make me happy if I do this type of sacrifice. Of course, one is in the mode of goodness and the other in ignorance and passion, no doubt about it. But still, goodness is also on the material platform. It is not transcendental. So, in both ways, the basic principles were for sense gratification. Happiness derived from conquering them, and happiness derived by seeing kinsmen alive are both on the basis of personal sense gratification, even at the sacrifice of wisdom and duty. See, you're sacrificing wisdom and duty. Arjun is a Kshatriya, his duty is to fight, but you're sacrificing your duty for the sake of becoming happy by seeing your people alive. It's actually not right. Krishna therefore wanted to explain to Arjun that by killing the body of his grandfather, he would not be killing the soul proper. That was already explained, right? Analytical study. He is a soul. For the soul, there is no death. Krishna explained that. And then he explained that all individual persons, including the Lord himself, are eternal individuals. There were individuals in the past, they are individuals in the present, and they will continue to remain individuals in the future because all of us are individual souls eternally. We simply change our bodily dress in different manners, but actually we keep our individuality even after liberation from the bondage of material dress. An analytical study of the soul and the body has been very graphically explained by Lord Krishna. And this descriptive knowledge of the soul and the body from different angles of vision has been described here as Sankhya. So those first text 11 to 30, you can consider that as Sankhya. What is Sankhya? Descriptive knowledge of the soul and the body from different angles of vision. Okay. In terms of Nirukti dictionary, this is the meaning. This Sankhya has nothing to do with the Sankhya philosophy of the atheist Kapila. Long before the impostor Kapila's Sankhya, the Sankhya philosophy was expounded in the Srimad Bhagavatam by the true Lord Kapila. Who is Lord Kapila? The son of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. That Lord Kapila. That what he gave was the true Sankhya philosophy. He is the incarnation of Lord Krishna, who explained to his mother Devahuti. It is clearly explained by him that the Purusha or the Supreme Lord is active and that he creates by looking over the Prakriti. This is accepted in the Vedas and in the Gita. The description of the Vedas indicates that the Lord glanced over the Prakriti or nature and impregnated it with atomic individual souls. All these individuals are working in the material world for sense gratification. And under the spell of material energy, they are thinking of being enjoyers. This mentality is dragged to the last point of liberation when the living entity wants to become one with the Lord. So even wanting to merge into Brahman, it's not free from desire, material desire. That's also material desire. This is the last snare of Maya or sense gratificatory illusion, and it is only after many, many births of such sense gratificatory activities that a great soul surrenders unto Vasudeva. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. Right? Only after many, many births of such sense gratificatory activities that a great soul surrenders unto Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, thereby fulfilling the search after the ultimate truth. So the rest of the purport we will keep for tomorrow because we are already running out of time. It's past time. Let's read Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita. Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita. Although Prabhupada was a stranger to America, there were strangers to absolute knowledge. Prabhupada is giving them absolute knowledge, but he's a stranger to them, right? Why am I raising my hand? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, just ignore it. Okay. Uh, Whenever anyone would come to see him, he wouldn't waste time. He talked philosophy, reason, and argument. He constantly argued against atheism and impersonalism. He spoke strongly to prove the existence of God and the universality of Krishna consciousness. That means, there was no time wasted in so-called formalities, like uh, where are you from and how is your family and this and that, and no need. There's no time. Important message, come straight to the point. So he didn't waste any time. That's the point, right? Where people would come to ask him questions, he would come right to the point, and he had to give his message. What is that? He wouldn't waste time. He talked philosophy directly, reason and argument. He constantly argued against atheism and impersonalism. He spoke strongly to prove the existence of God and the universality of Krishna consciousness. He talked often and vigorously, day and night, meeting all kinds of questions and philosophies. So we saw, right, the other day how they would challenge him, so many things. So he would listen also. And he heard a wide range of local testimonies. He heard the dissatisfaction of young Americans with the war and with American society. One boy told him he didn't want to get married because he couldn't find a chaste girl. No different even today. It was better to go with. He's thinking he didn't want to get married because he couldn't find a chaste girl. It was better to go with prostitutes. It's like the other side. I thought he would say, I don't want to marry, I'll become a brahmachari. But he's saying it's better to go with prostitutes. Another confided that his mother had planned to abort him, but at the last moment, his grandmother had convinced her not to. He heard from homosexuals. Someone told him that a set of New Yorkers considered it chic to eat the flesh of aborted babies. And in every case, he told them the truth. He talked with Marxists and explained that although Marx says that everything is the property of the state, the fact is that everything is the property of God, as we discussed just now, right? Everything is the property of God. Only spiritual communism, which puts God in the center, can actually be successful. He discounted LSD visions as hallucinations and explained how God can be seen. He discounted LSD visions as hallucinations and explained how God can be seen factually and what God looks like. Although these one-time visitors came and went away, a few new friends began to stay on, watching the Swami deal with different guests. A few new friends began to stay on, watching the Swami deal with different guests. So some were observing how Prabhupada is dealing with different guests. They began to appreciate the Swami's arguments, his concern for people, and his devotion to Krishna. He seemed actually to know how to help people, and he invariably offered them Krishna consciousness as much as they could take as the solution to their problems. A few began to take the Swami's message to heart. This is like breaking the ground, isn't it? Like people are actually taking Srila Prabhupada's message. They're coming and listening. They were listening before, but now they're actually they are understanding the philosophy, accepting it, taking to the process. So we will stop here. Thank you all so much, dear devotees, for your cooperation, for coming and joining in the morning. I hope we'll be able to continue like this for a long time. All of you have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.